Hello everyone, welcome to your channel EduVectors. So today we are going to start with the topic of physics, that is gravitation and gravity. Gravitation often known as gravitational force. So what does gravity means? So let's start with the topic gravitation. So if we have to start with the definition of gravitation in very simple words, it means the force of attraction between any two objects in the universe. So this is termed as gravitation or gravitational force. If there are two objects in the universe, so here there are two objects, cap of the marker and marker itself. So there is a force existing between these two objects, and that force is termed as gravitational force. And why this force is existing? Because of their masses. Now let's draw a diagram in order to understand this definition. So let's suppose there is an object A and object B. Object A is having mass m1 and object B is having mass m2. These two objects are separated by a distance, let's suppose r. So in between these two objects a force is acting, and that force is termed as gravitational force. Now what is gravity then? Let's take a look of the definition of the gravity. The force of attraction between Earth and any objects situated near or on its surface is termed as gravity. So gravity is nothing but, in simple word, gravity is nothing but gravitational force of Earth. Gravitational force of Earth. Now let's redraw this diagram. While redrawing this diagram, we have to replace this A object with Earth. And any object, the second object can be anything like this marker. Yes, if I drop this marker, this marker will be falling down because of the gravitational attraction of Earth. So which type of force is acting on this marker? We termed it as gravity. So here you are having object B. So the force which is acting between these two bodies will be your gravity. Now if we talk about the nature of the gravitational force, so there are two types of forces exist in the nature. One will be attractive force and one will be repulsive force. So let's suppose if I drop any stone from a building, what will happen to the stone? It will fall down. So it is being attracted by the earth. So the stone is falling due to the gravity or gravitational force of earth. But have you seen, if you bring two magnets closer to each other and same poles, let's suppose north and north pole, so what will happen? You will feel a repulsion over there. But if you will bring two opposite poles of the magnet, you will feel a attractive force. They will attract. So, in the same way, the gravitational force is a attractive in nature. So, gravitational force is attractive in nature. So, now let me know what type of force is existing between my body and board. That will be a gravitational force. But if I relate my body with earth, so the force existing between my body and earth will be gravity or gravitational force of earth. I hope you all understood this two basic differences of gravity and gravitational force. Now, so we have just explained about the gravitational force. Now let's see what will be the magnitude of this gravitational force. Now if I'll say I am being attracted by the earth, so your question will be, sir, by how much force you are being attracted by the earth? So whenever there is a term introduced which is known as force, there a scientist emerges, and that great scientist is Sir Isaac Newton, and he has given a law to calculate the magnitude of this gravitational force, and that law is known as universal law of gravitation. Or we also call it as Newton's law of gravitation. See, now what is the statement given by the Newtons while defining this universal law of gravitation? He has given a statement that the force of attraction, that is gravitational force. Between any two objects in the universe is I will give two statements. First one is directly proportional to the product of their masses. What does it means? See how we represent this statement. F stands for gravitational force, and it will be directly proportional to product of masses of two bodies. Let's suppose M1 and M2. So let's draw a diagram for this explanation. Let's suppose earlier we have taken example object A which is having mass M1 and object B which is having mass M2, and we have assumed that these objects are separated by a distance r. So while taking the distance between these two objects, we always measure the distance from the center of these two objects. Okay? So we have assumed it r. Now the first statement is this gravitational force is directly proportional to the product of their masses, and second part of this statement is inversely proportional to inversely proportional to square of distance between them. So how we can represent it? What is the distance between them? R. So what will be square? R square. So what is inversely proportional? See how we can represent it. This is the proportionality sign. It will be 1 by R square. So we are having one equation here and one equation here. Okay. Now please note this. So as it is a force and force is a vector quantity, so we must take care of the direction of the application of the force. So what is the direction of the application of the force? This force will act along the line joining the center of the two objects. So what will be the direction of gravitational force? Direction of gravitational force between two objects will be, it will be line, it will be towards line joining the centers of two objects. In very simple word, if I am one object and one object is board, so what will be the direction of the force? If this is my center and this is the center of the board, so it will act like this. Okay. Now let's derive the formula of gravitational force. So we are having two equations. So when we combine these two equations, what we will get, we'll see, and that will be the magnitude of gravitational force exerted by any object on other object in the universe. So we'll see how much it will be. Okay, so what was we have deduced from this statement? F is directly proportional to m1 into m2, equation 1, and force was inversely proportional to the square of distance between them, equation 2. Now from equation, combine these two equations. From equation 1 and 2, what we'll have? Let's see. If we combine these two equations, so it will become F is directly proportional to m1 m2 divided by r square. Okay. So after combining, you can verify the statement. F is here inversely proportional to the square of distance between them, and F is directly proportional to the product of their masses. Now what is inverse and what is direct relation? In nutshell, if I have to explain, if I am saying anything is directly proportional to, let's suppose, a quantity A, so this is called as proportionality sign. Proportionality nullity sign. ठीक है. So if it is directly proportional, so both the quantity will be in numerator, let's suppose. So if f will increase, a will also increase. If f will decrease, a will also decrease, and vice versa is also true for these two quantities. Now if we talk about any quantities which is inversely proportional to some unknown quantity, let's suppose a. So this is inversely proportional sign. So what does it means? Here you can see one quantity, the LHS side quantity is in numerator, but in RHS side quantity is in denominator. So if a will increase, so what will happen to f? It will decrease. If a will decrease, a will increase. A simple mathematical explanation is here. Now the significance of inversely and directly proportional, I hope you all understood. Now let's come toward the definition. So by combining these two equations, what we are having now, f is directly proportional to m1 into m2 by r square. So in order we need to remove this proportionality sign. So how we can remove this proportionality sign? And we will introduce a equal to sign, that is by introducing a constant called capital G. So the formula will become f capital G m1 m2 by r square. Now this is the expression for, yes, gravitational force. Gravitational force. Now out of all these datas, m1 is the mass of object A and m2 is the mass of the object B. Mass of A and mass of B as per our assumption. Now what is the r? R is the distance between A and B. And what is capital G here? So a new term has been introduced, and this capital G is termed as universal gravitational constant. Gravitational constant. Okay. So let's see few examples on the basis of universal of gravitation, जिसमें हम लोग ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स की वैल्यू को कैलकुलेट करेंगे. सो हमने देखा है ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स का एक्सप्रेशन F इक्वल्स टू कैपिटल G m1 m2 बाई r स्क्वायर. नाउ विल सी एक क्वेश्चन कंसिडर करते हैं. टू ऑब्जेक्ट्स इन जनरल हमारे जो सराउंडिंग्स में होते हैं 1 kg और 1 kg के दो ऑब्जेक्ट्स को हम लोग ले सकते हैं प्रैक्टिकली, और हमें लेट्स फाइंड आउट कि व्हाट विल बी द ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स बिटवीन दीज टू ऑब्जेक्ट्स. सो A ऑब्जेक्ट एंड B object both are having 1 kg masses and they are separated by a distance of 1 meter. Now what is the value of gravitational force existing between these two objects? So these are the diagrams which is required to solve any numericals of physics. I would prefer to first draw a diagram, then write the given data. So what are the given data we are having? M1 is having 1 kg, m2 1 kg, then the separation between two objects, the distance between these two objects is 1 meter. Now what is the value of capital G we are having? 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. This is what we are having. Now from the equation of the gravitational force, we are having the formula capital G m1 m2 by r square. Simply just put all this value, what you will get. So what is the value of capital G? 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11. Now always have a practice of writing the SI units along with the magnitude. So what is the SI unit you are having of capital G? Newton meter square per kg square, and m1 is how much? 1 kg, m2 is 1 kg, and what is the distance between these two objects? 1 meter. So we have to take the square of this distance, that is 1 meter whole square. So eventually it will become 1 meter square. If you multiply 1 by 2 times, it doesn't make any sense, it will be 1 only. So kg square will get cancelled, kg square, kg with kg, and now meter square will get cancelled with meter. So we will left with only Newton. 1 into 1, 1 divided by 1, the quantity remain same. Now what we will left with, the force will be 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton. So as it is a force, so its SI unit will be Newton. So you can see how much less amount of force has been exerted by these two objects. Okay, so nearly 0, 10 to the power minus 11. Okay, now let's take one more example. Replace these two objects with two buoys of mass 50 kgs, and let's assume the distance between these two buoys is 0.5 meter. They are sitting all together as we sit in classroom. So 0.5 meter. So what will be the given data now? Instead of 1 kg, I am having 50 kg. M2 will be also 50 kg. What is the distance between them? 0.5 meter. So what will the value of capital G? It will remain same, as it is a gravitational constant, so it won't change in any condition. It will remain same even on moon. If you reach to the moon, the value of capital G remains same. We will discuss in later on. Now instead of 1 kg, what I will write? 50. Here 50. All the calculation goes same. Instead of 1 meter, what I will have to write? 0.5 meter whole square. Now the value will change now. Now what you have to do? Just text me what will be the value of force if you take this value, okay, and calculate the gravitational force. So thank you so much, and now in next video we will be calculating the value of gravity, the force of attraction between earth and any other object. Now let's consider one object as earth and any object near its or on its surface. So as per the definition we have seen, the force of attraction between earth and any object near its surface is termed as gravity or gravitational force of earth. So what will be the gravitational force of the earth on any object near its surface? Mathematically we are going to calculate it. So let's assume this is our mother earth. Okay, any object is situated near its surface. Let's suppose I am here, okay? Here, and the mass of this object I have taken 1 kg. Now what is the distance between the earth and the object? If this is the center and this is the center of the object, so how much it will be? It is nearly equal to the radius of the earth. We are not going to consider this distance because it is very less. What is the radius of the earth then? So radius of earth, write down this data for your record. Radius of earth equals to 6400 kilometer. Now convert this in SI unit. You will have 6400 into 10 to the power 3 meter. Further, if you will do the conversion for the simplification purpose, you will get 6.41233 into 10 to the power 6 meter. Now, as I told you, the mass of this object is 1 kg, and what will be the distance between the object and the earth is 6400 kilometer or 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter. Now what will be the value of mass of earth? For calculating the gravitational force between two objects, we must know the mass of these two objects. So mass of the earth is 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg. Okay. Now what is the mass of the second object? Small m, I will consider it as 1 kg. 1 kg. Now what is the gravitational force? Capital F will be capital G m1 m2 by r square. So we can replace these datas. So we can assume m1 as mass of earth, m2 as small m, and small r equals to the radius of the earth in this situation. So what will be the value of gravitational force then? Let's solve it. So capital G is how much? What is the value of capital G we are having? 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square, and make sure that all the values which we are considering has to be in SI unit. So mass SI unit will be kg, the distance SI unit will be meter, which is already been converted. Now let's see how much it will be. m1 we are going to take as 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg, and if we multiply this quantity with 1, that is m2, it doesn't make any sense. The quantity will remain same. Now let's see what will happen to the radius here. 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 whole square. Yes, if you further do the calculation, you will get the value of gravitational force as 9.8 Newton. Yes, so what will be the force or gravitational force of the earth on an 1 kg object? It will be 9.8 Newton. Now you can see this is a very significant value, and because of that we can see if we drop anything towards the earth, we can feel the gravitational pull of the earth, because the force exerted by the earth is quite significant, whereas in previous question we have seen the force between two objects of 1 kg masses are nearly equals to 0, that is F was equals to 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton. It is minus 11, nearly equals to 0, and here we can see 9.8 Newton. If we replace this mass like 50 kg, accordingly the value will change, and you will get a very significant amount of gravitational force exerted by the earth, and because of that we can see that everything is getting pulled towards earth by a very significant gravitational force.